Hi. Let's inspect the Splitting Steel Champion. Splitting Steel is quite simple to use and most players are probably familiar with it as it's available since level 1. It is also one of the best leveling tools used by most duelists. It's an attack that synergizes well with Impale mechanics, so it's almost always used as a pure physical damage skill. This skill increases the chance of impaling by 60%. It's great with Call of Steel, which deals damage based on the number of impales inflicted. Champion is the ascendancy that should come to your mind as you think about such skills due to Master of Metal Keystone. It allows for an extra impale on an enemy and adds tons of physical damage and armor. Unstoppable Hero and Fortitude guarantee permanent 20 fortify, stun immunity, 20% increased attack speed, armor, and evasion. Inspirational is an overall improvement of your performance. It makes for a great character with tons of armor and evasion, magnified by grace and determination, the effect of which is again increased with an inspirational keystone. To deal meaningful damage, equip a pair of swords and anoint your amulet with Vengeant Cascade to shotgun bosses at close range. Splitting Steel is a ranged attack that uses melee weapon. You launch a projectile, consuming steel shard, that splits and deals physical damage. It comes with a second skill, Call of Steel. It's used to recharge shards and deal reflected damage, which is hard to mitigate. It has a nearly 100% chance to suppress spell damage, the aforementioned Fortify that mitigates 20% of all hit damage, over 50k of evasion, and twice that armor. You will only need to patch Chaos and maximum elemental resistances for a truly tanky character. It has superb clear speed with range attacks that splits towards multiple enemies. Great single target damage due to high crit chance, extra impales, Vengeant Cascade, and point blank. The Savior and Golden Oils may be somewhat expensive, but all the other items can be gradually upgraded starting from 1C rares. For weapons, we recommend 2 swords. The Savior and Beltimber Blade are a particularly good combination. Perseverance is also the obvious choice if you look at your evasion and armor. There's a lot of it. All the other items considered to be best in slot are of rare quality. Beltimber Blade is an extremely good weapon for all kinds of projectile attacks. Grants accuracy, 2 extra projectiles, evasion rating, and far shot. The Savior is yet another excellent choice. It has good base stats and the unique ability to create a reflection to mimic your attacks, which massively enhances your performance. Paradoxica with increased physical damage and attack speed can be very good, but probably not as good as the other 2 swords for this build in particular. Duresso's Defiance is a cheap unique armor with a lot of armor and evasion. It grants endurance charges, life leech, onslaught, and increases the effect of it. Perseverance is simply the best belt. You should have tons of armor and evasion, which translates to a lot of increased damage. It also grants onslaught. Fury Valve exhibits valuable characteristics, similar to that inherent to the Splitting Steel. You can use it to enhance clear speed. The Socketware Lethal Pride Jewel could be the most useful as near Fervor or Savagery. It grants strength, but can also improve your notables in various ways. Almost any duelist's keystone obtained from Forbidden Flame and Flesh is great. The best ones are Bane of Legends, Headsman, Brutal Fervor, Outmatch and Outlast, and of course Fatal Flourish. Impales you inflict last 2 additional hits while using Pride, is the single best modifier to seek on a Watcher's Eye. Your other modifiers can enhance Precision, Vitality, Grace, or Determination. Your primary goal is to accumulate enough elemental resistances and accuracy rating. If that's taken care of, seek maximum life and spell suppression for survivability. Armor and evasion are covered by your auras. For more damage, try to gain added physical damage, attack speed, and critical strike modifiers. The critical strike support gems in your main setup will require at least 111 intelligence. What we recommend is a helmet with maximum life, resistances, spell suppression chance, and the blue Eldritch mod for an increased mana reservation efficiency. Rare body armor is the preferable option. After getting a copy with enough maximum life, you can either get the basic mods like resistances and spell suppression, which would allow you to add Eldritch implicits for increased aura effect, critical strike multiplier, or maximum resistances, or get some of the good Elder Slayer's affixes. A pair of boots with maximum life, movement speed, resistances, and spell suppression is sufficient. For Eldritch mods, you can get the increased action speed or brittle ground. Gloves. Here you can acquire attack speed and accuracy rating. For Eldritch mods, try to get rage on hit, crit multiplier, attack speed, or extra pierce. Amulet can be used for maximum life, attributes, resistances, and accuracy. If that's already settled, get the critical strike chance, multiplier, and added physical damage. Remember to anoint Vengeant Cascade, very important. On your rings, it'll be imperative to craft the prefix that reduces the mana cost by 7. Maximum life, resistances, attributes, and critical strike modifiers are easy to get. We recommend rare jewels with maximum life, elemental resistances, and mana reservation efficiency. Large cluster jewels are extremely powerful for physical attack builds. Try to get 1 or 2 with the listed notable passives. You won't need medium cluster jewels, but eye to eye and repeater notables could improve your projectile damage. Bottled Faith is one of the best flasks in the game for a build that heavily relies on critical strikes. It increases your damage. For other flasks, get a granite one, a jade flask, a quicksilver, and a life one with instant life recovery on use. Their suffixes should increase your armor, evasion, and attack speed. Splitting Steel deals physical projectile damage with an additional high chance of impaling. Be sure that you have steel shards at hand. Link it with Brutality, Vicious Projectiles, Increased Critical Damage, Increased Critical Strikes, and Maim, alternatively Cruelty. The enemy marked with Sniper's Mark receives increased projectile damage. Projectiles are additionally split on impact. Link it with Mark on hit to apply it automatically against rare and unique enemies, and Life Tap to spend no mana but life instead. Determination adds and increases armor rating. Grace adds and increases evasion rating. With Pride on nearby foes take increased physical damage. This effect is doubled after 4 seconds. Link these 3 expensive auras with Enlightened support to lower the reservation cost. Vitality regenerates a certain amount of life over time. Precision increases critical strike chance and adds extra accuracy rating. Link these 2 auras with Arrogance to reserve life instead of mana. The Ancestral Protector Totem grants you more attack speed as it stays up. Link it with Culling Strike support so that enemies below 10% of their maximum life are executed upon receiving a hit from this totem. Molten Shell is a guard spell that mitigates a portion of incoming hit damage. It can absorb more damage the more armor you have. Dash is a simple movement ability used to dash. Dread Banner increases the Impale effect, chance to impale, and reduces the accuracy of nearby enemies. Blood Rage slowly drains your life and refreshes its duration on kill, but increases your attack speed, life leech, and grants frenzy charges on kill. Only if you can apply an additional curse, use Vulnerability. It can be found as a corrupted implicit on gloves. If you have a way to generate rage, which you may use gloves for, implement Berserk for a temporary bonus to your damage and durability. Killing all 3 bandits for the 2 additional skill points is definitely the best choice. Soul of Solaris seems like one of the best choices for a major god. It increases survivability during one-on-one fights, and after upgrading reduces elemental damage taken and protects from critical strikes and ailments. Soul of Ryslitha is a great minor god that generates flask charges for your life flask, which you may find useful during boss fights with multiple invulnerability phases. The passive skill tree provides many various stats. Maximum life, spell suppression, evasion, armor, crit chance, crit multiplier, mana reservation, physical damage, sword passives, projectile, and dual wielding nodes. Remember to select Point Blank Keystone. For masteries, allocate maximum life ones for extra maximum life. Skill cost 30% of life instead of mana, and if your body armor has no life mods, 15% more life. For mana mastery, pick increased mana reservation efficiency. For reservation mastery, increased damage per aura or herald. For suppression mastery, chance to suppress is lucky if it ain't capped, or prevent plus 3% if it is. For sword mastery, increased crit chance and reduced crit multiplier. As evasion mastery, choose an additional chance to suppress damage if your gear pieces have evasion. For physical mastery, 10% more maximum physical damage. And that is all for this guide. Good luck with it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.